What's up, Tech Gang? Stefan here from TechRight. Today we're going to be talking about the LG Stylo 5, its alleged release date, and maybe a new color coming to the phone. So definitely go ahead and stay tuned. Now before I start talking about the LG Stylo 5, if you guys do want to actually go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I will leave links in the description down below. I'm tech.right on Instagram and TechRight101 on Twitter. I am full-time on Twitter and Instagram as well. So if you guys want to get the fastest updates and fastest news possible about new Metro devices, maybe something about the LG Stylo 5, then go ahead and follow me on both of those platforms if you're not already. So Android Headlines released something yesterday. It's about the LG Stylo 5, and it's talking about a new color. Now it looks like these are the official renders of the LG Stylo 5. Let's go ahead and pop those up on the screen right there. As you guys see, it looks like a silver or platinum color, but the article actually reads, the LG Stylo 5 was recently shown off in a leak that provided a good look at the phone from most angles, albeit behind a case. Here we actually have a better look of the design language on the LG Stylo 5. Obviously, it says the previous leak showed the LG Stylo 5 in black. Here we have the phone in silver or a gray color. LG sometimes releases phones in platinum gray color, although it usually is slightly darker gray compared to what's depicted here. Technically, the rear image highlights two shades of gray, but it's unclear if it means two different gray options will be available. Either way, this appears to be a new color for the smartphone line, considering the previous model was primarily only available in either Aurora Black or metallic lavender. Now, as it says in the article, it says, speaking of the previous model, there seems to be very little change overall when it comes to the design of the Stylo 5. Like the Stylo 4, the new model adopts an almost identical look with the same button replacements, the same top and bottom bezels, the same rear position fingerprint sensor, and the same camera placements. It also goes on to say one of the few obvious changes in the rear camera setup, which on this newer model adopts more of an integrated design compared to the separated look on the Stylo 4. So there was a separated look to the camera and the flash, as you guys saw on the LG Stylo 4. This one's more integrated with the LG Stylo 5. Now for me, I do not really care about the design language too much. The phone looks fine for a $200 or sub $200 device, which I'm thinking it's going to be. It's probably going to be around $150. They're going to have port-in deals and stuff like that. But not even looking at any of that, I think the most important thing for anyone that's going to be getting this from either Boost Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, or buying this unlocked on Amazon or Best Buy is, number one, are the specifications going to be better, and number two, is the back going to be made out of metal, not that crappy little plastic back that we had on the LG Stylo 4, because that really pissed me off, because when it came to the LG Stylo 4, we had that crappy plastic back, and it was a scratch magnet. Basically, scratches all over at the end of its life, or at the end of me dropping it off of a 50-foot building, but still a very scratchable device. I'm hoping this is metallic. Please, LG, make this a metallic device. They probably can't change anything anymore because the devices are probably already built. But also, I would love to see 4 gigabytes of RAM in this device, maybe a Snapdragon 625 and 64 gigabytes of internal storage, just something to bump up the specifications a little bit from last year's LG Stylo 4. Now, obviously, we're going to have Android 9.0 on this device. I can't see this having Oreo on this device. That is way too outdated. So we're probably going to have the best of the best software, and we might even be seeing updates from LG later on. Not 100% sure on the Stylo 4. It looks like we only got security patches, but we can only hope for the best for the Stylo 5. Now, obviously, as all of these Stylo freaks that have the LG Stylo 4 and 4, says the main selling point with the smartphone is the stylus pen, and although the stylus is not actually shown in the image, the wallpaper on the phone does provide a glimpse at the stylus. From this limited view, there seems to be equally little changes or noticeable upgrades, although the pen does appear to be a little more pointed at the tip, so I'm hoping this is going to have a more plastic tip like we saw in the Galaxy Note 4, something like that. Maybe even a pen that we can click that has some sort of tactile click. I'm really hoping we get something like that. That would be really dope, because a lot of people had a hard time taking the stylus out of the Stylo 4. And honestly, I think just a clicking motion would be way better on the Stylo 5. And that is probably what I'm most excited about as far as design language goes. Is there going to be a clickable stylus? And is it going to have a pointed, hard plastic tip? Not soft one, hard. It continues to say neither the previous leak nor this one provided with any details on the specs of the new phone, so it remains to be seen how powerful the LG Stylo 5 will be. It is presumed the specs won't see any major upgrades besides the usual, such as improved processor Android version, and so on. So we're probably going to see a tiny little bump in RAM, we're going to see a bump in the processor, and obviously we're going to get the latest software that is out at the time of the release. Now, as a reference, the previous LG Stylo 4 came with loaded 6.2-inch full vision display, along with a 18.9 aspect ratio featuring the 2160 by 1080p resolution, 2 GB of RAM, 3300 mAh battery, Snapdragon 450, and a single 13 megapixel rear camera along with a 5 megapixel front facing camera. So those specifications are definitely going to be frowned upon if we see those again in 2019 LG. That is a no-no. In 2019, hopefully those are going to be better. Now on to the release date. It says the latest Stylo editions are usually announced around this time of the year. The Stylo 4 was launched in June 2018, and so it stands to the reason of the new Stylo 5 will follow a same launch process and should be announced within the coming weeks. So we're probably going to be seeing this either this week or next week announced somewhere, in Android Authority or some other website or something like that. But it says the front image does highlight a July 15th date, which might be when the phone is announced or when the Stylo 5 becomes available to buy. I believe it is going to be available around July 15th. Now LG does seem to do this as Easter eggs. They do seem to put, the release date on there. I'm going to go ahead and pop that on the screen right there. Obviously it shows July 15th on there. I believe they did that last year when they launched it in June. So this is probably when we're going to be seeing the release date of this phone. So yeah, tell me if you guys are excited in the comments down below. Tell me if you're not in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below as well as subscribing if you're not part of the tech gang already. This has been Stefan from TechRight. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Peace out, tech gang.